Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest way to cut a princess dart fitted gown step by step. So if it's something you would love to learn, make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe, and most importantly turn on the notification bell so you can be notified anytime we drop new video. So let's go right into it. The first thing I'm going to do here is to draw a straight line which is going to serve as our starting point and our shoulder line. From there I'm going to come down to mark my bust point, which is 10 inches. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. I'm going to repeat the marking here to get a straight line. So I'll go ahead and extend the point across. So the next line is going to be our waistline. From my shoulder to my waist in front is 16.5 inches. I'm going to repeat the line just to get a straight line. We know there's a difference between your shoulder to your waist at the back and your shoulder to your waist in front. So mine is 16.5. Then from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 9 inches for my hip line. From my waist to my hip is 9 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and extend the line across. Then the next thing is to get the length of our gown. I'm going to mark 35 as the length of the gown. I'll go ahead and mark it all the way to get a straight line and extend the line across as well. So I'll go ahead and label the line just so we don't get confused. The gown length, the waist, the hip, the waist, the bust line, and then the shoulder line. So I'll come to the shoulder line, divide my shoulder by 2, which is 7.5. At that point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. From my shoulder slope, I'll connect to my neck width this way. Then for my shoulder slant, I'm going to come down to mark my arm length. How to get your arm length? Divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inches. I'll make sure I have what I have as my shoulder measurement here to get a straight line. Then I'll connect the 2 points together this way. I'll go ahead and extend the line across. So this now become our chest line. So I'm going to come to this arm length here. I'm going to check what I have there and divide it into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint. Then at that point, I'm going to come in by half an inch. Then I'll come to the chest line. I'll divide my bust circumference by 4. Then I'm going to connect all the points together to get my armhole. So the next thing is to impute our dart, and to do that, I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. I'm going to mark it on all the lines. Then I'll connect the points with a straight line all the way down. So I'm going to take my curve rule and connect this line all the way to the midpoint of my armhole like this. Then on that line, I'm going to mark half an inch downward and upward. From that line, I'm going to go in by half an inch and go up by half an inch. Then I'll connect it back to the chest line with my curve rule. So this is to tighten our bust here so we don't have any gaping at the end of the day. So I'm going to blend this point here so it's not too sharp or pointy. So what we took for our dart here, I'm going to replace it here so we don't have any shortage when we are sewing. And on the chest line also, I'll replace that 1 inch. Then we're going to form a new armhole connecting the 2 points this way. This is now our new armhole. Then I'll come to the waistline. I'm going to mark half inch on both sides of our dart line. Then from the bust line, I'm going to come down by half an inch. From the hip line, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. This will be the length of our dart. Then I'm going to connect from up all the way to that point to form our dart. So we now have our dart. The next thing we are going to do right now is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust measurement. I'm going to repeat it on the bust line. I'll come to the waistline, divide my waist by 4. I'm going to mark it right there. Then the 1 inch for our dart intake, I'll replace it. I'll come to the hip, divide my hip by 4. So what I have on the hip line, I'm going to minus 1 inch and mark it on the length. So I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. So the next thing is to add our sewing allowance. I'm going to add 1 inch to all the measurement. Don't forget to add your sewing allowance. So I'll connect all the points together like so. So the next thing is to mark our bust dart. This is the difference we have from our shoulder to our waist in front and our shoulder to my measurement. The difference I got was 1.5 inches, so I came down by that 1.5 inches from the bust line and I connect back to the dart line. So I'm going to close this before we cut. Make sure to close your bust dart before you cut. So after I closed the bust dart, my lines shifted, so I had to align all the lines so we don't have any shortage when we are sewing. So make sure to do the same thing. When after you close your bust dart, make sure to align the lines. So for the neck depth, I came down by 3 inches and I connect back to the neck width. So this is basically it for the front pattern. We're going to keep this aside so you can work on the back pattern. So I've already gone ahead to rule out the necessary lines we need for the back, our chest line, bust line, and the full length. So the next thing is to mark our waist. So for my shoulder to my waist at the back is 15 inches. I'm going to mark that all the way and rule a line across. Then from my waist, I'm going to come down to mark my hip line, which is 9 inches for my waist to my hip. I will extend the lines across as well. So I'll go ahead and label the lines, the hip, the waist, and the bust point. So the next thing, I'm going to come to my arm length here. I'm going to mark the midpoint, just the way we did for the front. Then I'm going to mark my bust measurement on the chest line, connecting my armhole just the way we did for the front. So the next thing is to create a dart. So I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, just the way we did in front, and mark on all the lines. Then I'll connect the points with a straight line this way. Then I'm going to mark it on the chest line also, my nipple to nipple measurement. Then I'll come down by ½ inch from the chest line. Then I'll extend the line to that point. Then on the waistline, I'm going to mark ½ inch on both sides of the dart line. Then from the hip, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. We are literally repeating what we did on the front pattern. Then I'm going to connect my dart just the way we did for the front pattern. So the next thing is to, if you want to have like a preset dart on the back pattern, just connect from there to the midpoint of your armhole like this. Then blend this point just so it is not too pointy. So the next thing is to impute our round body measurements, your bust measurements, your waist measurements, then replace the dart intake. I'll come to the hip, I'll impute my hip measurement divided by 4, then I'll minus 1 inch from the hip and mark it on the full length. Then I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. Then I will impute my sewing allowance of 1 inch to all the measurement, just the way we did for the front pattern. So I'll come to the zipper allowance here. I'm going to mark ½ inch. This is to eliminate any form of bulge on the zipper side. Then I'll slant it up and then slant it down this way. So we are going to cut this part out to have that perfect snatch to waist without having any bulge around the waist. From the side back, I'm going to, on the waist, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Then here, I'm going to mark ½ inch on both sides here. Then I'll connect back to that 1 inch we came in from the side this way. Please pay attention to what I'm doing here. So by the time we close this dart, we are going to have a perfect snatch to waist. Then for the back neck depth, I came down by 1 inch and then I connected to the neck width this way. So this is basically it for the back pattern. It is very, very simple. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So before cutting your pattern paper out, make sure to close the waist dart. It is always good to close your darts before cutting the pattern paper so that if the lines are not aligning, you can just align them before cutting the pattern paper out. So that was what I did. I closed my waist dart and I didn't have any issue with the lines. So I'll go ahead and cut the rest of the pattern paper. So if I've watched to this point and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do wait to hit on the subscribe button. Subscription is totally free. Subscribe, like, share, and do wait to leave comments as well. If you have any concerns, please do wait to leave it in the comment section, and I promise to attend to all your questions. So if you have watched to this point and you have not yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button, and most importantly, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified anytime we drop new videos, so you don't miss out on anything on this channel. So thank you so much for doing that. So we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for staying tuned. See you in my next video. Bye.